Okay, so back for another right-handed lesson with Larry.
I love it.
You guys would have seen yesterday, I was kind of messing around with a few drivers. I just kind of wanted to give myself like a baseline. Long story short, we haven't worked on any technique driver-wise. As you always say, like you need to work on the movements. The driver swing isn't a different swing. We're working with the irons and it will bleed into the drivers. So what I was going to ask you today is like, why don't we hit a few irons, see how it's looking, and if it's decent, maybe we start to play around with the driver, like work on setup and just start to see some results from it.
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah. Why don't you get warmed up, hit some, let's see where we're at. You got your 8-iron you were saying?
I got 8-iron, yeah.
Nice. You hit a few first. Wow.
That one felt pretty good.
Sounds good. Look at that flight.
Oh, baby. I'm doing a fair amount of that.
Have you been?
A little bit, yeah.
Better?
It's better, yeah.
Load the right a little bit more. Remember how we said turn into that line, right? If there's a line beside your right hip.
Get into this side a bit.
Yeah, your butt's a bit towards the target. Better.
That felt better, yeah.
Way better. So watch this. So just so you can see the previous one, watch your butt move towards the screen a bit. See that? See how your hip.
Okay, yeah, that looks way better.
See how you actually turn in the line better? And your right foot leaves the ground less. You see how your right foot's a little bit more quiet?
Gotcha. Because there's pressure on it.
That's fine. It's also good to show, like, because you are getting so much faster so fast, you can't get caught up with the results, right? You're doing that because you were just focusing on the movement. But it's a very common trap people fall into. It's like, oh shit, I'm swinging 90 miles an hour now.
Yeah, let me
make sure I'm swinging 90 miles an hour every single time.
Good point. And then it starts getting armsy again.
Yeah, and then it actually starts getting slower.
Okay. No, that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah, so let's just focus on the backswing alone first. So disregard the downswing piece. Just get hands forward a little bit more. Good. And then load into the right as you turn. Better. Way better.
Okay, so that felt better. I mostly just thought about the backswing there.
Yeah, so let's just continue doing that.
Okay.
The downswing isn't bad.
It's just I'm having trouble, I guess, but I think it makes sense. Like if I've gotten too sloppy like with this,
you're not able to actually push properly anyways.
Yeah. Okay, so.
Yeah, so just focus on the setup and the backswing alone.
Okay.
Yep, that's fine. That's fine.
It's a lot easier for me to like do those two things, that's for sure.
Yeah, so continue that because those are the priorities anyways.
Okay.
We did that downswing piece, 1 for content, 2, you were in a really good spot.
Fair
but it's, as we know, like golf is never like linear straight line.
We need
it's
to come
up
back
and down.
a bit and it makes sense.
Good.
It definitely feels better.
It's great to see, like, you know, the last 3 shots we just really committed to. Don't worry about the downswing, just worry about the backswing alone, and the results are coming back.
For sure. Now it's, as you said, like now I'm not thinking about speed, but there is speed.
Yeah,
like contact is there.
because you're doing good movement. Nice, good.
Yeah, these last few have felt really nice.
Awesome.
Okay, so weight, pressure into the trail side is what was really missing.
Yeah, let's hit some drivers. Let's see where we're at.
Let's try it. All right.
Yeah, so whatever happens, happens, okay?
How's this ball position? Is that okay there?
Yeah, that's great. A little bit more hip bump. Yep, perfect, good. Hands forward a little bit more. Good, all right, go for it. Wow.
That's decent.
That is a great first drive, dude. Holy cow. That's great.
It was decent.
147, that's awesome. It's just spinning too much.
I just struck it low in the face, yeah.
That's awesome, dude. You're gonna love this.
It's amazing how much I've forgotten about loading my trail. Like, it's ridiculous. Honestly, I'm like almost like I can't believe I forgot that you told me that because it feels so much easier now. So when I hit a few drivers yesterday, like I had it was very mixed results. But now that I think about it, it's like if I was doing this, I had a lot of like very in to out paths and I was like hitting them high. Yes. Now I can see why, because I was like top of the backswing, kind of screwed. And then the downswing is really just hopefully timing it.
And then more screwed, unfortunately.
Basically, yeah. Whoa!
Wow. Dude.
That was sick.
I love it.
It's really interesting how much more neutral the path is, like not excessively when I'm loading my trail
Dude,
side
it's so good. Sounded great.
I struck that one much better.
And like one thing to know is this is at 12.5 degrees right now.
It's very friendly, this driver. It's a good thing to think about though, like if you're learning, it's kind of comfortable to have a bit of loft. It just hit struck it in the heel, but the swing felt good. Wouldn't be mad with that.
That's fine.
It's kind of the opposite strike.
It's funny though, because after the first 2 swings you hit, you're just trying to swing it faster. Right?
Yeah, I know. I can see it. I'm like hitting it like with all my hands.
Yeah, you're like swinging it faster now.
Okay, let me.
Like that was up to 106. you know what I mean?
Yes, I'm trying to hit the best drive of my life.
So yeah, stick with the movement right now. That's fine. That's fine.
It's better motion.
Yep,
just obviously, like I don't have control over the strike yet, but
better motion. They'll play.
Did that looked a little better?
Oh, way better. Okay. The pace looked way better. Wow. Look at that.
Bad.
Look at that.
That is not bad.
You're moving good. Literally, you just gotta feel the same thing as the irons.
All right, let's finish with 2 more good ones, because I'm also starting. It's like we talked about on the live, like fatigue-wise. Like I think if I start getting tired, which I
have to stop the driver.
I'll start making bad swings.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Oh, dude.
Ooh.
So sick. So sick.
It feels really a lot better. So much better.
Dude, so sick. I love it.
Maybe we should just end on that.
Yeah,
why don't we not get greedy?
That was sick. Like that's perfect. Let me just bring it up. Sure, it's low on the face. 1.5 inside out, 2.5 up, perfect. Low loft because we're hitting 12.5 degree driver.
Yeah.
You hit low on the face, which is why it's so spinny.
We probably, I would say, like, let's say I get a driver for next time that fits me a bit better. That probably could have flown about 245.
Totally. I mean, if that was 25 spin.
Yeah. But it's good to see, like, obviously we're more concerned about the delivery and the motion.
And the movement, yeah. Spin is like, we don't care right now, but it's just, we just pointed out just so the viewers understand. For sure. We're not concerned about the spin whatsoever.
No.
And it's not the technique's fault that it's the spin. It's just not the right driver. It's just
the way they head. And I think you made a good point. Like this is obviously not the driver I would fit myself to, but when you learn, if you err on the side of more loft, I agree with you. I think you make much better motions. If I had started with too little loft, I think I would have loaded the left or the right side and then just kind of like tried to help the ball 90%.
You would have done that.
And I would be way into out, whereas now I can swing, like two in, 2 up is really quite nice.
Perfect.
You can control the face. You don't have to worry about, like, you probably leave the face open if it didn't have enough loft. So this was a good learning club.
Yeah, like this is I think like you said, this is an illy fit performance club, but it's the best fit club for learning right now.
Like a teaching club, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah, awesome.
Exactly.
Okay, guys, good session there. I think, like, if anything, what I'm learning is, like, the simplest things, sometimes, especially as you're trying to progress, you have to not ignore or assume that I've got that. Like, I've got that piece. Because I wasn't sure what we were going to talk about today in terms of, like, even just the iron swing. But I wasn't, like, on my radar was not weight shift. I thought my weight shift was fine. Like, I thought it would be okay. And then obviously the first swing, you're like, oh, actually, you're kind of giving it one of these. And then as soon as we felt it, I'm like, oh, wow, contact comes back. Direction's, like, more under control. And then I'm actually able to hit, like, some decent drive. That's
an important lesson they just brought up. We may look like we didn't really work on anything new today, but the lesson today goes a long way because it's just reinforcing what is really important to you right now, which is not something new.
No.
It's what we've done, set up, load the backswing, and then maybe later on we'll bring the downswing back into play.
Love it. Because this is realistic, right?
Totally.
Like if you and I were not filming this is exactly what we'd be doing.
Totally, exactly. Yeah. And even if I teach any of my other clients, online or not, if we can't move on, we can't move on.
You can't move on. You gotta wait.
But it doesn't mean we're not improving. We're just actually improving even more because we're solidifying all the good things.
Love it. Love it. Okay, so I'm going to tinker around with some different drivers. Maybe next time we work on driver, I'll show up with like a 10.5 degree of something.
Yeah, sure.
Just so that we start to see what it will be like on the golf course.
Sure.
I'm going to work on my weight transfer a little bit. Maybe I'll do a practice session this week for you guys, just working on that. Nice, simple lesson. And then I will see Larry again next week for another follow-up.
Yeah, I'll do it next week for sure.
Okay.
Next Tuesday probably.
Guys, thanks for watching.